Yes, people, welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV. It's been a busy day. This is your third video of the day after all the Carragher drama and the Carragher beef. If you haven't seen it already, check it out on the channel. The tweets had over 1 million views. It's all going mad. My phone's non-stop. But we've had this preview locked in with a good mate of mine, Matisse MAH, on YouTube. So we're going to get into that first, and then we're going to talk about the St. James's Park expansion plans that are officially underway now as well. CEO Darren Eales has indeed revealed that the process has begun to extend St. James's Park. So it's no longer a rumour. It's no longer a dream in the pipeline of these owners. St. James's Park's capacity is increasing and the plans are most definitely underway and in place. But before we talk about St. James's, before we talk about Carragher, and remember, as always, people, get your comments in. We'll have a Q&A as we go along as well. Any good questions, fire them over to Matisse about Chelsea, fire them over to me, and we'll have a bit crack with you lot in the chat. And also remember that this stream is brought to you by Circle. You can see the QR code in the top corner of your screen. Give that a scan, get it downloaded, have a bit of fun. Costs a couple of quid to play, and you can become a millionaire. Without further ado, then, let's bring out tonight's guest, Matisse, Chelsea fan, known from DR Sports. How we doing, mate?
Very good, bro. Very, very good. You know, it's a big game coming up, but you guys have got bigger fish to fry, as Robbie would say. Do you know what I'm saying? You got some mad drama going on Twitter. So yeah, man, I'm enjoying the drama. I can't lie.
Mate, it's good. Like, it's entertaining. It is entertaining. Me and Carragher, mate. Who's going to win in a boxing match, do you reckon, mate? Me or Jamie?
I think you, bro, because you're much younger than him for sure. So
I've got the age.
Yeah, you got the age on your side, bro. So yeah, you definitely whoop his ass, man.
I'll take it.
But I like the back and forth though, because at least it's respectful Twitter back and forth, but it is fun. It is fun.
Exactly, mate. It's good just to have a bit of interaction. It's nice to see that he's having a bit of crack as well, and he was taking the piss a bit and saying, "Oh, I don't want to be hounded out by the Geordie Nation." So fair play to Cara on that one. Even though his comments were a bit mad. Just what did you make of them comments, Matisse? Since a Newcastle fan, have I got a Newcastle hat on? Was he talking any sense, or do you think it's a bit mad?
No, I think listen, for me it doesn't make any sense. Like, you're not to know that Tonali's been betting and gambling in his AC Milan jersey. Do you know what I mean? That's not for you to know. Now, obviously, some clubs maybe would have been able to find out, but you shouldn't be, persecuted because you haven't found out. Definitely you should. How are you going to stop someone from buying a replacement because of a situation that an individual has provoked and caused himself? It's his own responsibility to take up, and he's taken responsibility because he's already been banned. If anything, you guys have already been penalized as well because you can't play him. Do you know what I mean? And now you're depleted in midfield a little bit. So I think that's enough, to be honest.
I think that is the punishment, to be honest. Jamie's like, they deserve to be punished. Well, we have been. We're kind of playing with.
You spent you spent 70 million on a player you can't use. Like, I think that's punishment enough, to be honest.
I think it is, isn't it? What do you make though? Because has Chelsea done it in the past where you've got feeder clubs and stuff, haven't you, or not?
That's the only thing I don't think we've actually had an issue with is players maybe gambling and then having to obviously receive a ban because of it. I think we've had every other issue apart from that. But I could be wrong.
What about loaning players out though, and you loaning players that your owners own? Have you done that before? Because you had that feeder club, innit? What was it, for Tess or something?
Yeah, we've had no, because we've never had a partnership with a club more wealthy than us or with the power to take players that we'd actually need to use, like of that quality. I think Ruben Neves obviously is a really good player. So it actually suits you to take him in on a loan. We can't really look at any of the players we've loaned at Vitesse and actually say that we could have made any use of them and brought them back. It would just never have worked. We loaned them. We would never have sold them and then brought them back on loan. That's just not the partnership we ever had with them or any of the clubs we've had partnerships with, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, Chelsea. Anyways, Matisse, let's dive into the game then. Enough of the Carragher beef, and we'll talk about the St. James's Park expansion soon. People that can see, plenty is in the chat. Big up everyone that's tuned in already. Like Diego says, let's get it to 100 likes, people. Evening, Ian. Thank you. I am a legend. Appreciate the comment. And Matisse, Chelsea. Or back to getting there, aren't they? To what you'd expect for Chelsea in a sense. I mean, not long ago you got beat off Brentford again, and it was the case of like, oh, this team kind get a run going, even though with Pochettino and everything. But we're getting the injuries soon. But you've had a lot of injuries as well, haven't you?
Yeah. I think in Cuckoo's back, he could be on the bench for this game.
Of course he is.
Fafana was seen on grass, running on grass today, which was kind of crazy because he was meant to be out for the whole season. He's not going to be anywhere near involved for this game. I'd be surprised if he was even involved in any games before the end of the year. But just to see him on the grass is kind of crazy. And Badia Shill has been back for a while, a couple of weeks, and he could potentially be ready to, to start. He's played one game against Blackburn, so we are starting to slowly get our squad back together. It's just Lavia and a couple of others left, but yeah, I wouldn't say we're in form, because for me, form is 5 wins in a row or 4 wins and a draw. It's winning back to back to back and actually really going on a bit of a run, which we haven't done. But we have had encouraging performances. I think the City game was probably more encouraging for us than the Tottenham game, because the Tottenham game we should have won maybe 8-9-1. And the City game we went behind 3 times, but against the champions, the treble winners, and managed to come back each and every time. So I'm upbeat. I'm quietly confident, because you do have a little bit of an injury stricken squad, but a little bit, but at the same, yeah, but at the same, how many of those 14 are like key starters though? Because we had 11, and people were like, nah, only like 3 or 4 of them are key starters, so we're not having it.
Well, I would say Wilson potentially, Botman,
Longstaff,
Burn/Target, Longstaff could be an issue this weekend. Fabian Shaw could be an issue. There's 5, and obviously Tonali not being there. Obviously, he would have been starting. Harvey Barnes, we've seen none of Harvey Barnes because he's picked up a long-term injury. So 35 million again. Haven't really seen him. He got off to a good start in pre-season and against Villa and stuff at the start, but we haven't seen him. So it is big hitters. But like we were saying just off air there, if Longstaff gets through his niggles, if Almiron and Isaac are okay after the international break, then the start 11, it shouldn't be too bad, really, depending on what's happening in midfield as well. Because obviously Bruno is back now, who missed the Bournemouth game. So maybe 9-10 of them is still decent enough, really, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking from our point of view as well. It's not a time to be underestimating Newcastle just because they've got some injuries, because I don't think your starting 11 is going to be that weak. I think your bench will look, as a team that's lost a lot of players, but I don't think your starting 11 will. And even still, I saw you guys against United with your C team, and you played them off the park. So you're at home. I don't think our record up there is great. No. We're up in the gods. You guys got the atmosphere going. So it will be a tough game, but we do need to put a run together, and we do need to beat you guys, because if we're going to catch up to yourselves, Brighton, who we got after this, we've got Man United as well after that. You guys are all just ahead of us. We need to be winning against you guys to kind of climb up the table a little bit. So, and you've got a big game against PSG in the midweek. So you might have an eye on that, considering, the group stage is tough. It's quite a tight group after the Dortmund results. So yeah, I think for me, I'm quietly confident, because I do think my team are playing quite well. Palmer's playing really well. Jackson's started to get amongst the goals. Broya's back as well, so we've got some options potentially off the bench for him. Really like him as a player. I just think he needs to stay fit and kind of just be guided and by Poch, and I think we could have a little bit of a player there. And yeah, I think we just need to see the best of Enzo and Caicedo in that midfield again, as well as a pairing, and we could have a good game.
Because Poch is the perfect one to get Broya. I really like Broya. Newcastle were linked with him heavily before he signed for you, and even we tried to get him on loan from you as well before the takeover happened. So you've got players there who are on the cusp of it, in it, and like, especially if you said Nkunku was bound to come off the bench and make an impact. No doubt that's going to happen at St James's Park. What I was going to say, Matisse, I was really impressed. I was on the Big Six, and I was saying Chelsea are going to get slapped off Man City and everything. So that didn't work out too well. Well, I mean, I was kind of right, because they scored 4 goals. So that would normally be a slapping, but you slapped them back. Do you know? It was 4-4. It was an unbelievable game. Hopefully we get something out this weekend. That would be entertaining. But that game really surprised me, and the Spurs game has definitely give you a lot of confidence, hasn't it? And now you look at it and you think, well, that Jackson's going to be in form. He's that player that he's hoping he was going to be. Obviously, strikers need confidence, and he's full of it at the minute.
Yeah, I think the only one glaring weakness with Jackson is his heading ability. That's something that form is not going to cover up. He needs to develop that side of his game a lot. There's a lot of improving to do there, a lot of coaching to do. I don't know if it's possible, but hopefully we can fix that side, because it's something that we need to bring to the team. Is when we put the ball into the box, we need a bit of a threat. We remember the days of Drogba, Costa. We used to have a real presence in the area when we put the ball in, so that we're lacking that. But apart from that, he's very good with his feet, very good at going past players, dropping deep, linking up. Just has to, kind of find that that finish. And when I say finish, I just mean that particular finish that he would be known for. You look at the strikers in the past in the Premier League that have done well; they've all got a type of finish that they've absolutely mastered. Whether it's across the face of goal, hitting the corners, roof of the net, near post, power shots, whatever have you will, curlers, whatever it is that you're the master of, you have to have one particular shot that people recognize you for, and they know that's a trademark goal from this player. And he hasn't quite got that. So everything is kind of like off the cusp, it's a vibe really with him at this moment. We don't know how he's going to finish. We don't know how he's going to score his goal, but he's managed to get a few of them. So yeah, he's not doing too badly. I think you just have to be patient with him because he didn't cost a whole heap. He's not on a whole heap, and we didn't have massive expectations from him anyway. And it doesn't exactly block a move for someone better in the future if he doesn't work out. So yeah, I'm pretty calm on Jackson, as I have been really the whole season. But we definitely need the likes of Sterling to keep up his form, because yeah, we need someone to kind of grab the baton in this game and run with it. You guys, I think your centre backs, if there's no Sarr, I'm expecting us to get some goals, because your centre back pairing there will be, who would it be? Lascelles, and who else would it play back there?
Lascelles and see if there's no Shaw, it'll be Lascelles and Dummett or Lascelles and Kraft.
Yeah, okay. So we need to be doing something then, because I've only heard of Kraft once, and that was arts and craft in school. Do you know what I mean? And maybe the United game as well. But what about Dummett?
Dummett's there, right? Dummett and Kraft were at the back of Old Trafford, mate.
Yeah.
Clean sheet. Do you know what I mean? They were smashing it, mate. It was the first game in a year and a half, and they took away the clean sheet.
I'd never heard of him before that game, honestly.
We're signing him for £3 million, mate. Kraft, Swedish international, though. He did play for Sweden during the international break as well. All right. But big up Kraft. We'll see. It will be tough, though, because Chelsea are, that young side now, and it looks like they're getting hungry, and Poch is starting to work his tricks on that team. And you mentioned the fixtures before. If you get 2 or 3 wins out of that, or even 9-10 points, like, you will start climbing up the table and you'll start overtaking these teams, and then your season is looking a lot different.
Yeah, and we need that, because I don't think our performances have been as bad as where we sit in the table, but we haven't finished our chances a lot of these games. So if you don't do that, then you get what you deserve. So we do need to move up the table a bit, because you can only say so many times we've played well, but we haven't got the result. We've played well, we haven't got the result. I think personally we're going to have a very strong back end of the season, especially if players can keep fit. Reece James is back now. He's made a massive difference on our right hand side. Him and Cole Palmer. You couldn't ask for a better kind of pairing on that side for us right now. Palmer's he's cooking, man. Even though he hasn't scored in open play, when you watch him, he's just oozing with class, man. He's just coming in, setting the tempo, putting some composure on the attacking side of the game, where we've had a lot of erratic kind of play with Jackson and Sterling. And, we haven't really had anybody that just calms it down and assesses the options with a calm mind. He's done that. So the impact he's had, and then, if Nkuku can slowly build up the fitness, those two could be, they could be deadly together. So yeah, there's a lot of room for optimism if we can put together a run, but we just need to get up the table. And then obviously we've got you guys in the cup in mid-December. So I'm seeking a double. Yeah, I'm seeking a double, because we need a trophy badly, man. We haven't won a cup for, well, I'd say I think it's since Conte's FA Cup in 2018, I think.
Didn't give us that. 2018. We haven't won a cup in my lifetime. We haven't won a cup since 1958. So don't give me. I wish for the last time we won a trophy was 2018.
You were in a final last year. You had your shot. You know what I mean? Like, let us have a chance now, and you come back.
Carabao Cup, mate. That we want to get back there. You know what I mean? It's Carabao settings. I want to get back to Boxport Wembley. It's a nice gig for me. That. I want to get back involved.
That was mad. I would have loved if you guys beaten United in that final. It would have been brilliant. Honestly, I was really hoping you would, but you just I think the occasion maybe was just too big for that group. Came too quickly. It would have been brilliant if you won that. Yeah,
it was too big, mate, for the local lads as well. Your Longstaffs, your Burns. There was too much passion and not enough composure for me, I think, in that one. Yeah, but we'll get there. 1969 was NEC's last top honour, says Keith. The Fairs Cup, which I believe is like the Europa League now. But long time ago, mate. Long time ago.
Yeah.
But anyways, Matisse, Chelsea are, I said that thing with Carragher about Tonali. He was obviously in on the overlap. Another discussion on that show was, what's going to happen to Chelsea? What's going to happen to the potential points deduction? Relegation was the topic on DL Sports the other day, wasn't it? And I know you're standing firm saying no chance of that happening.
Yeah, for me, I can't see that happening at all. Relegation would have to be a severe, severe points deduction. I don't think the points deduction will happen this season. I think it could happen next season if that is the case, but I don't think it'll be enough points to get us relegated. I think it will be significant enough to maybe, ruin our season in terms of actually doing anything serious. Maybe even miss out on Europe again, which would be a disaster, to be honest. But I don't think it's enough to get us relegated. And I don't think we deserve to be relegated, to be honest. When you look at, because if you relegate us, you look at City. What are you going to do to them? Like, you're going to put them in League Two because you can't give us the same punishment as City, surely. So,
Mm,
yeah, I think they have to be careful because, in my opinion, even though if what we have, and we have to say it's an allegation at the moment, it's not a charge, unlike Cities where they've just denied their charges. But if
mm,
we are to be found guilty, obviously we do need to be punished because we've broken the rules. But I think what we've done is pretty consistent throughout the league. I wouldn't say every club's done it, but I definitely think someone else in this league has done that. Maybe a few clubs have done that. And if I think if the FA were to say to every club, you need to turn yourselves in, which is effectively what we've done. We've actually been quite transparent with our new ownership and handed ourselves in a couple of times for things that they haven't done is the previous ownership. If the FA were to say everybody basically hand yourselves in for whatever's not not correct in your books, and if you don't do it by this date, we're going to investigate everybody, and then everything we find is getting penalized, which they're not going to do that. But if that was the case, you'd find a lot more clubs
mm,
would suddenly start sending things in. So it's people with a lot of money, and in any part of society, anybody with a lot of money, any rich people out there, 9 times out of 10, something shady's going on somewhere. So
exactly.
it's too much money in the room for it not to take place. So for me, yeah, if it's true, I'll be disappointed, but will I be surprised? No, I won't be surprised.
What's the expectation at Chelsea now, Elementies? Because obviously you said the last trophy was 2018. You went through that spell of just winning everything, like a couple of
Mm,
times, to be fair. And you were always, challenging for leagues, getting far in the Champions Leagues, winning Champions Leagues,
yeah.
doing the most, really. And then now, obviously, you've had 1 or 2, 3 years of struggles, up and downs, chopping and changing managers. What's the crack this season, and what would be a successful one for you? And what would Chelsea fans rate as where they should get to?
Uh, my aim is still Champions League if it's 5 spots, which I think it will be. I think it would take. Obviously, United are not helping with them being bottom of the group.
Both
But if
United's not helping.
yeah, but I let you let you off because it's your first time in Champions League. So Man United is a bit different. I expect more from them, but I think if we finish in the top 2 England coefficient, then we should have that 5th spot, and then I still back them to crack top 5 to get that last spot if they can put together a bit of a run. And to be honest, with all the Champions League races I've been in, no one ever runs away with it. There's always some stragglers at the end that are dropping points everywhere in March and April, and if you do put together a run, you catch them quite quickly. So yeah, I think that's got to be the aim in the league, and then win a cup. I think this young team, this young group, there's nothing better than winning a cup. It will
Mm,
create that winning kind of feeling and that confidence that they'll take from that and carry it over to the bigger trophies, hopefully in the future. I think is very vital. I think that's that one team. That's the one thing that Pochettino's Tottenham didn't get, was that winning kind of feeling and getting over the line and kind of getting over that hurdle. And it kind of followed them throughout their entire stint. They could never actually finish the job, so we can't
mm,
do that. So yeah, that would be the task, that would be the aim. But with Chelsea, I feel like, yes, we're underperforming, but we have been kicking this can down the road for a while. Like, we haven't competed or challenged for a league since Conte 2017, where we went to the back 3 and went on a crazy run. We've just been jousting with top 4 the whole time. That Champions League was obviously very special, but we wasn't necessarily the best team in Europe when we did it, right? It's not like we were dominating on all fronts. We had a massive issue in the league. So we kind of did need a bit of a reset. This big of a reset, maybe not. I didn't expect us to be in mid-table, but yeah, I feel like we were running out of managers anyway, so we did need to have a bit of stability. You can only go through so many managers before you run out of names. And yeah, I think we're heading in the right direction, but the league's getting very competitive, man. Yourselves are there now, Villa are there.
mm,
Brighton had a good stint last couple of years. I don't know if they're gonna be able to maintain that. They keep getting picked off with their players. De Zerbi will probably get picked off as well at some point as well and go to another club. I think Real Madrid were interested. I don't know how true that is. Obviously, Ancelotti's going to Brazil at the end of the year, and yeah, I mean, there's some serious competition in this league, so it's a lot more difficult to be up there than it used to be. But we're gonna have to
mm.
get back there, man. Yeah.
Aye, so Matisse, you've got loads of Chelsea players, obviously. You know, you're famous for all these signings you've made and everything else. But if you were to take one player from the tune, who would it be, mate?
That's a very good question.
I'm not sure you need anyone anywhere really when everyone's fit, but if you were a
Yeah,
striker, maybe a striker, if
yeah,
Jackson's not,
could do a striker
Isak.
potentially. Hmm, this is an interest. How clinical is Isak?
Oh, he's
Would you say
clinical, mate. Aye,
he's very clinical? Would you say
yeah, I mean, it's just, but he's
he's
a bit
got
injury
injury
prone.
issues as well? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my only problem with Isak. I like Isak a lot, but I remember that run that he went on last season off the left, and he
Oh,
went past like everyone, and
yeah.
then cut back for the assist. It was incredible. Um, hmm. I'd say I'd probably. I think because of who we've signed in midfield, I usually would say Bruno Guimaraes, but we've signed so many players in midfield that we probably don't need a midfield. I'd probably. I'm actually tempted to say Callum Wilson because
Hmm.
he just bags goals. Do you know what I mean? Like we'd
Oh, he
actually
is.
put so many chances on a plate for him. He'd actually just bag goals, and
Mm.
he's experienced. So yeah, I probably would actually just say Wilson, even though it's not the most glitz and glamour. It's probably exactly what we could do with. He's just a fox in the
Nah,
box. Kind of
mate,
maybe would be like our Giroud. You know what I mean?
he'd be brilliant for you. Well, he's brilliant for us. But he's another one who's got injury problems. But he would be
Yeah,
able to just sit there and he'd just be scoring tap-ins from Sterling and everyone else all the time.
yeah,
So he's always in the right area. But we're saying Wilson and Isak are injury prone, but they get run into the ground from us because they're the only two strikers we've got. And then when they're
yeah,
playing 2-3 times a week, that's why they're
mhm,
both pretty much injured all the time now. But
yeah,
Batiste,
yeah,
we'll move swiftly on to this Saturday. Then it's good old fashioned 3 o'clock game for a change. Strange that this one's not on TV. How are you feeling then overall? Heading to the tune, playing Newcastle, got a
mm.
few injuries. Yous are kind of on a resurgence. Well, how do you see it playing out?
I have to say I'm quietly confident we can win. It depends how you guys set up. Do you think you'll play a low block? Because that's the only
Not at
thing. I
all,
mean,
mate. Nah.
when we no, that's fantastic then because we don't like that. We don't like low blocks. We fare a lot better when teams come onto us and there's a little bit of a back and forth, and we've seen that in the big games. Every single big game we've played this season against the top teams, we've fared very well.
Mm.
We've never deserved to be beaten. We've drawn the 3 and 1-1, but we've edged a few of them. So that Arsenal game we definitely should have won, but we bottled that. But yeah, I think for you guys to play out and to kind of attack us is probably best for us. So I think we'll fare quite well. Just how we play in big games is pretty spot on. So I think we can win the game. It depends obviously how many players come back for you and how your team looks, but I do think we can edge it. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough game
Mm.
regardless. I've probably gone with us to edge it 2-1, 2-1 win.
Oh, 2-1 winner.
I need it.
I'm tired on this one. There's something telling me it's going to be a draw. It really is this
It does
weekend.
have a draw all over it. It does. Yeah.
I think we'll have. You kind of see you've got one eye on PSG when we need to get wins in the league, especially after a break. But
Yeah.
with the injuries, honestly, my head says a draw. I think it'll be 2-2. But if I
Mm,
wanted to push for it, I would say 2-1 Newcastle. I'd say the opposite way around.
fair. Fair. I think if you guys have the thing is the only thing I worry the one thing I worry about the most with you guys is the physicality. Because I think off
Mm.
set pieces, you guys have just got so many players that could cause us problems. And I think if you target the set pieces a lot and you just whip the balls into the box and you get the corners going and the wide free kicks and just keep lumping it in there, I do think you could probably get change out of us. That's a big worry for me.
We might do
Mm.
an Arsenal special, to be honest. Like, just brutal, bashing people all over, Jonathan
Yeah.
flying about the place. Hopefully, VAR on our favour, and we'll get
Oh,
another 3 points against the
I
London
I
team.
enjoyed that one. That was a good one. I can't lie.
You think it was a foul?
I think Gabriel's quite weak in the moment, to be honest. I
Hmm.
do think he is quite weak in the moment. I think there's not enough attention on Raya completely flapping at it and not actually getting the
Exactly.
ball as well. So yeah, for me, I didn't really sympathize with them as much on that one. I don't think the ball was out either. So yeah, I'm pretty cool with it. But then again, people will tell me I hate Arsenal, which is correct.
Well, we'll see how it all plays out on Saturday. Then, Matisse, are you travelling up for the game?
No, I'll be doing a watch along for that one.
Oh,
Yeah,
shame, mate. Well,
it's Newcastle's on my bucket list to go to.
mm.
But you guys do put us up in the gods, man. Everybody complains about it as well. Is that going to Newcastle away, you can barely even see anything, and I'm blind, so I probably actually wouldn't be able to see shit. That's probably one of the worst grounds for me to go to because I'm actually not be able to see anything that's going on. What?
Sit in the home end, mate. Set the momentum.
Would you guys not just bring everybody down to the bottom tier or something just to?
I think it's fun. I just making Robbie walk up them steps and that, mate. To be honest, with you, do you know what I mean? I think
He was complaining about it there the other day. I was chatting to him. He was complaining
he
about
always
it
does,
the other
mate.
day.
He hates it. But well, I'll be tuning into that watch along after the game, mate, to watch those
Yeah.
highlights. If you're in
Well,
the mood
even
of
if
it.
we win,
If you're celebrating, I'll not be watching.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I'll be there, mate. I'll be there. I'll be at the game. We will be there. And we'll
Lovely.
see. I'm looking forward to it, mate. I'll give you a ring Saturday night, depending on what happens.
Yeah, definitely do, man. It's coming straight after the City Liverpool game as well.
Oh, it's going to be a great Saturday. It's a great weekend of football. This
After
weekend,
Alex has finished stressing, it will be straight after that. So yeah,
I'll be good for the Saturday football show as well. That fixture on there on the
100%.
weekend.
100%.
Right, big up, bro. Make sure you all check out Matisse MAH. The title, YouTube will be in the description and everything as well. So nice one, mate, and enjoy the rest of your weekend, pal.
Thank you, bro. Big up. Appreciate it. Big up the chat. Big up, guys.
Take it easy, man.
Love.
Right then, people. Here we go. We'll get into the St. James's Park expansion and stuff. Shout Matisse for that one, for jumping in. Good crack as always there. Confident Chelsea fan thinks they're going to win 2-1. So it will be close, this game on the weekend. But we've talked enough about the preview. We're 26 minutes in. We're going to get into the St. James's Park expansion stuff now, and then we'll get into your comments and maybe some Jamie Carragher stuff as well. There's loads of messages about that. So we'll put on the old specs, and we're going to read out exactly what is being said from Darren Eales on the Newcastle United St. James's Park expansion that he has confirmed. Good afternoon, Kevin, as well, who's tuning in from Lakeland, Florida. Big up. And Jamie from Turkey. Nice one, mate. Whereabouts in Turkey? Been to Marmaris a few times myself. Lovely place. Lovely stuff. Let's have a look then. Newcastle United, because obviously they had the supporters engagement event yesterday at St. James's Park, where Eddie Howe was there, Becky Langley, women's head coach, was there, Silverstone, Raisbeck presented it, Dan Ashroff was there. So it was a big one in the Moncur suit at St. James's Park. A couple of hundred people online were watching it, and 1,000 in attendance. So there's some big news coming out of it, and obviously the main one is the St. James's Park expansion. Let's talk about that straight away. So the information that was given on the stadium, let's get the direct quote up from Eales himself, because that was a bit of mumbo jumbo about the engagement that's going to start with fans. It's going to be a proper group, but this is what was said about the expansion. Given our demand for tickets, what we are doing is stadium feasibility, and we are looking at what will be possible. We started that fairly recently, a formal process. So there we go. Eales has confirmed that the process has officially started to expand St. James's Park. And then he joked, saying, I learned quickly that everybody has a view on what could be done and everyone is an amateur architect. So obviously, he's probably talking about me there, the amount of videos I've done on St. James's Park expansions. And everyone online who's talking about, if we'll rotate the pitch and if we'll put some glass behind these stand and we'll do this and we'll do that and we'll raise the pitch and we'll push that. Everyone thinks they're an expert, don't they? But it's official. Listen, Newcastle United are now working with architects, working a plan in process to begin the expansion of St. James's Park, which is obviously massive news. This was talked about for a while now. Like I said, I've done loads of videos on it going back from when the takeover first started. And now it's official. Now it's not just a suggestion or a rumor. It's legit. It is actually happening. So it's very exciting times. And like Eales said, it makes sense because they've got that much of a demand for tickets. They could easily sell another 10, 15,000 quite easily, because a lot of that event last night was people whinging at the ballot and the ticketing issues as well, which is obviously very real and a big issue. Not the magazine. But listen, it's brilliant. I've seen a lot of you in the chat asking, how big is it going to be? What's it going to go to? I think it'll be around 65,000, 62, 65,000. I think they'll just start off with adding another 10,000 or so seats in there. And then obviously they'll try again maybe in the future, depending on how that goes, to expand it even further. Because say they upgrade it to around 63, an extra 10,000 plus. Then if they filled that, if the season tickets sold, or the demand was there, or they had, the supporters from worldwide coming and things like that, then there could again be like, right, well, now we need to work on these stand, and we need to work on that stand, and we need to put in another few thousand in, because it all depends on the success of the club as well. Do you know what I mean? If we continue on the trajectory that we're on, then undoubtedly we'll be able to sell loads of tickets. But say if Newcastle started to fall off a little bit, finished mid-table, were knocked out of cups and stuff, didn't have Europe to attend to, couldn't really sign anyone because of FFP, then maybe the hype would die down a little bit. But I don't think it would. I honestly, I don't. Listen, we were selling out in the Championship, so I think we'd easily sell out a 60,000 stadium. I think we'd sell out a 70, 75,000 easily. Easily. So, brilliant news from Darren Eales that expansion plans are officially underway at the stadium. What else are you saying? I've heard it's 68,000 and more boxes, says Brandon. Anyone thinking we're missing a trick not getting the stadium done up before the Euros? Definitely. But news today was that England will be playing at St James's Park next summer before the Euros. They're going to be playing a warm-up game in Newcastle. There was reports of that earlier. So the Three Lions, unfortunately Southgate, but the Three Lions are returning to the tune. They haven't played a game here for years. I just see what you were saying on the St James's Park expansion. What else we got? And any other comments, get them in as well. Finish off this one in the next 5 minutes or so. Going right the way back up. Great to see St James's Park with a capacity over 65,000, says Keith. 65 would be lovely. 65 and above would be a really good number to start with, I think. I mean, chuck another 10 to 15,000 on the 52 that's there, and it would be quality. Newcastle's record attendance was 68,000 against Chelsea in 1930. Imagine how many people were crammed in. That would be my worst nightmare there. Proper sardines, just jammed together. That would be mental. All the people, because everyone used to sneak in as well, didn't they, back in the day under the turnstiles and that. 75k would be amazing, says Chris. It would be. That would be huge. That would be up there with Old Trafford, wouldn't it? One of the biggest in the country. So, and again, why not? All right, because listen, now there's tens of thousands of members that can't get a ticket easily, and then they don't even go on obviously general sale anymore. So see if you had a 75,000 seat and you could fill it to about 65, 68. Put another 5,000 or so on general sale. People would just rock up on the day. People would go and come in groups, everything. So it would be easily be able to do that. The Geordies fill the stadium. Absolutely no bother at all. Let's have a quick talk about this one then. Carragher's full of shit. We support our team, our players, and TMC. Well done, Matty. Thanks very much, mate. So obviously I had the thing with Carragher. It's best off, instead of me rambling about it again, actually, there's 2 videos up on the channel from today where, first of all, hit back at Carragher for what he said about Tonali and saying that would deserve the punishment. And then obviously I put that tweet out as well. That's had millions of views. Carragher's seen it. Carragher's replied, and me and Carragher have been going back and forth on Twitter. So check that out. But it's good crack. And the other videos go into it a bit better, I think, to be fair. So you may as well have a click on those other videos about Carragher from today after this stream finishes, which will be in a couple of minutes. So get your last few questions in, people. Just seeing if there's anything else worthwhile talking about from what happened last night as I go through the statement. Topics last night included taking in memberships to St James's Park, and there is going to be a fan survey as well, looking at future options to enhance the stadium and match day experience. So the great thing about this is obviously they are going to include fans in any future plans at St James's Park and extensions, match day experiences, because Eales said this: supporter engagement is a hugely important part of what we do at Newcastle United. So it was a pleasure to join so many people at St James's last night to discuss what we're all so passionate about. And they are introducing a new fan advisory board, which will be a conduit for meaningful long-term consultation between the club and supporters. So we need to just have some perspective here and remember where we've came from as well off the field, because Mike Ashley never used to consult us about a thing. He didn't give a crap about what the fans thought or felt or anything. And now the new owners are engaging and are building a fan advisory board. So that's fantastic news. Last couple of comments then, people, before we round up this stream. We're 35 minutes already. What you saying, Matty? Can we beat PSG next week? It's going to be really tough. If I'm being honest, I can't see us beating PSG, and I'll be over there. So make sure you just drop a subscribe if you haven't already, and tune into the videos next week. I'm heading there on Monday, there for a few days, so there'll be loads of content coming your way from Paris. Can we beat them though? Well, yes, we can. You know, we beat them 4-1 not so long ago. The difference is who's going to be fit out of that 4-1 win that was. You know, so and then PSG will definitely be seeking revenge. Only 2 games left of this group. It's going to be really difficult. Listen, I'd be happy with a draw and then beat Milan at home, and then that should see us through. That'll do for me. But PSG at their place, it's going to be really tough because they struggle with our atmosphere, but we may struggle with theirs because I think it's going to be intense. But listen, let's hope everyone's not injured, and we can take confidence off the 4-1 that we did at them at St. James Park. Right then, I think that will do for this week's stream. Thanks very much, everyone that has tuned in. Remember, it is being brought to you by Circle. QR codes in the top corner. Give that a little scansies. Download the app. Links in the description as well. Have a look at there's some unbelievable games this weekend. Some big fixtures this weekend. Liverpool City, Villa Spurs, Everton Man United, Arsenal Brentford. Can't remember any who's the half 5. Was that Arsenal? There's loads. There's some great games this weekend. Some tight games. Even like Luton Forest, I think, are playing each other. Do you know what I mean? Games like that, good games. So I think any game is going to be good this weekend after having to watch England last weekend and then the other night as well against bloody Macedonia drawn. So that was stinking. So see you all on the weekend. Well, I'll probably be back tomorrow, to be fair. We'll probably be bringing you a video tomorrow. Eddie Howe's press conference in the morning. I've got a video planned tomorrow night, actually, so there'll definitely be a video tomorrow night. No, there might be one during the day, maybe not, as there's been 3 today, including this live stream. And then Saturday, Chelsea, fan cams are back. Fan cams after the game against Chelsea, win, draw, or lose. Hopefully it won't be lashing down or windy as out like it has been today. And we can do fan cams, and then we'll have the match reaction and everything as well. So stay tuned to that, people. Please do like the video if you haven't already. Give us a subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.